Well, hello. Today I'd like to welcome you to my review of the Centropen 10014. This is an attractive pen. Comes to us from Central Europe. So let's dive into it. If videos like this interest you, where I talk about fountain pens both new and old and at all price points, I would invite you to subscribe. And hey, is there a Central pen you like? This is a very common one. Perhaps there's another you can recommend. So let's take a look at the pen. Now, Centropen was a Czechoslovakian manufacturer. They are actually still around. They are now based in the Czech Republic. This pen would have been made probably in the 50s or 60s. I love the finish on this one. In fact, my beloved Centropen 100820, which is a far higher class pen than this, is made with the exact same finish. You get that amazing chatoyancy and, model number. This trim ring here is a little loose. I need to oops, you can't see it. I need to reattach it. That's an old pen. Each end has a clear finial. Unscrew it. Yes, it's a steel nib, and the gold plating is long since gone. What it says on it, I can't read really through the camera, so let me hold it up to my eye. Centropen Iridium 42. Not a gold nib like the other one. Oops, but I think I just gave away that it's very wet. Unscrew it. It's kind of a captured converter type of filling system, built into the pen. And you see that on several of these Central European pens. Not just Centropen. Centropen just seems to have refined it a bit. This is one I purchased. I got you can see how the trim ring there is supposed to be. I got my model numbers wrong in my head and didn't realize I already owned one of these. So this is it's harder to read because of the finish, but 10014, 904 on it. If anybody could tell me what that 3-digit number means, I'd love to know. The nib is unashamedly steel. Centropen 447, whatever that means. I think to get this pen writing, it's just going to take some cleaning. In fact, I may just stop recording this video, go do that, and then we'll get 2 of these pens for the price of 1. So how about I stop everything and come back to you after this pen has been cleaned out? How does that sound? Well, I don't think I've ever done that before, but let's ink it up and see how it writes. When I clean out a vintage pen, I always like to run a little pen flush through it, partly to break up anything that's in there, partly to kill any little nasties that may have decided to start growing in the pen. So let's take a look at it. So I'm going to ink it up with Cult Pens Deep Dark Green. By the way, this one has had a little heat damage or something on the finial. One of the hazards of vintage pens. Not that I'm surprised, because I just, cleaned it with water. We got almost a full fill on the first section. So I suppose this is a hybrid first impression of the one pen and review of the other. Whatever that makes it. I'll let you learn something else just for free. I always record my inks in this in pens, whatever's currently inked in this ink journal thing. So we'll give you a quick preview just with this pen. Definitely a fine nib. Now you get to find out what day it is that I filmed this. So we'll compare that to whenever it is I publish this thing. So we'll see if I can do some kind of split screen deal with this. So the Centropen, this is, I may add this here, this just because you're not going to keep it straight, and I might not either. This is the brown one. This is the stripy one. All right, so first thing, we'll write the name of their inks. I will already say that I get more feedback with the one, with the striped one. Flex, neither one has flex. This one seems to be wetter, but it could be the ink. As far as wetness and flow, no trouble keeping up there. Well, I think you can see that neither one has any trouble keeping up. Smear test, I know this one's going to win that one. But again, it could be the nib. Like I said, this is a combination. Oops, I misspelled smear. This is a combination first impression and review. Might have been a better test if I'd put the same ink in each one. But you know what? I didn't. The reviews would be better. This is more fun. Reverse writing. The brown one was a little smoother. This one was a little scratchier, but that fits with the nib in general. But on the whole, I'd say it did very well with the reverse writing. Just kind of a fine or an extra fine when it's in reverse. Now, let's do a quote. And I better pick two short ones. All right, so neither one had any trouble keeping up. My handwriting is a little messy for some reason. Probably because I'm trying to pack them into such a small space. Finally, let's do the world famous Peer Gustafson test. I paid quite a lot when I purchased that Centropen 100820. For many years, it was the most expensive pen I ever owned. Not so with these. These are much more affordable. These are in the double digits. Depending on condition, you can find them quite reasonably. That's one of the things I enjoy about the pens that I buy is you get some surprisingly nice pens like these at fairly low cost. So, Yeah, I wish I would have noticed that I already had one, but I didn't. I only noticed because I have a recently revived interest in Centropen because I was given one and was looking at my collection and said, "Oh, whoops." So, but I have two. We'll see. There's possibly something coming in the future. So, anyway, if I think they are quality made, I think the filling mechanism is quite good. Central Pen of today isn't quite what it was back then. But back then, what it was is it was a company that was forced to form after the communists took over. Instead of all the individual little pen manufacturers, they were forced to combine into a single one. And for whatever that's worth, uh, I think some of the pens really demonstrate some of the skills these individual pen makers had. I little disappointed with what Central Pen is offering now, but they do apparently have some fountain pens, and I would like to try some out. They are not pens of this caliber, but from what I understand, they are still good pens. And perhaps if you've experienced the modern Central Pens, you can give us your impression. I'm going second or third hand. I'd love to hear some first-hand experience with modern Central Pen. So as always, if videos like this interest you, where I talk about fountain pens both new and old and at all price points, I would invite you to subscribe. And hey, leave a comment down below if you have first-hand experience with modern Central Pens, or perhaps there's a vintage Central Pen that you've really enjoyed. In case, leave a comment down below. And as always, I want to thank you for watching. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.